What advice would you want to give to young African Americans?
Well, how young?
Elementary school.
Yeah, because I think that's where we have to start. I think we have to start encouraging them to think about what their future is going to be, how they are going to meet that future, and what preparation they need to have in order to meet that future and be successful. Because you can't wait till you get there to figure out what you have to do. You have to know before you get there. My dad taught us that. You need to know what it is you want to do, and then what does that entail? What do you need to do to be prepared to be chosen?
Okay. And finally, are you optimistic or pessimistic about America's racial future?
I swing back and forth. Some days I'm optimistic. More days I'm optimistic because I see more young people with a good, strong sense of themselves. And I think we're moving in the right direction. And then there comes the days when we don't do so well. And I think, oh boy, we've missed a few people here. We need to do something about picking up the ones we're leaving behind. Somehow we've got to do more. We're leaving too many young people behind at a very young age. They're behind before they're 10.
Very true.
And to me, that's a failure in us.
And it's interesting how many young people, young African Americans, are increasingly looking at the military as a way up and out, you know, in terms of, I mean, Colin Powell has become, you know, Saint Colin.
Well, that's good because he is a good role model. He's an excellent role model. And I'm sure that there are some among the ones he's talking to will do well and maybe exceed what he's accomplished. Because I see the people that I've worked with exceed what I've accomplished, which is what I would expect, simply, because that's what is supposed to happen. That is what it's supposed. I'm the ground floor now, and they're stepping on out, and that's what's supposed to be. But I don't think there's enough of them. We don't have enough Colin Powells. Every time I think we've got a good role model, then they slip, and they slip badly. It isn't a little slip; it's a big slip. And they have youngsters who go then slipping right along with them, and that's not good. But somehow I think we've failed to teach a couple of generations how to raise children. I think we've failed. I grew up in a different arena, in a different time than these young people today. I grew up with a different type of a family milieu. We were not allowed to be stupid. Stupid got you a lecture on the bench. After one or two lectures on the bench, being stupid was not your thing. You didn't do that. You paid attention to your father and your mother. You listened. And even if you didn't agree, you didn't disagree. Verbally, you listened. And it was amazing, because later on you were saying exactly what they said. And all of a sudden it wasn't so bad after all. Well, maybe Mom and Pop know something.
They must have been very proud of you as you advanced up through the ranks, your mother and father.
Yes, they were. My dad did not live to see it happen. But my mother, neither did she. But my mother told me a week before she died, Hazel, you're going to get something very special in your life, and you'll do well with it. And I said, well, the only special thing I know is to get you home, Mom, out of this hospital. And she just smiled at me, and she died 2 days later. And the next day, they announced it.
That you were going to be a general.
And I said, Mom knew it. Mom knew it. Somehow she knew it.
That's amazing.
I've always said Mom is always at my shoulder. Every time I'm acting dumb, she hits me in the top of my head and makes my head ache. And I think, well, I'm not being smart now. Wait a minute. I better think this through again.